Greetings, discreet defenders. The long-awaited CCI Stingers trial is upon us. First of all, I'll be using the Ruger LCP 2, the 22 long rifle, Lite-Rack edition. I've got 2 magazines loaded up and ready to go. And the stats on the Stinger show that out of a rifle, it should be getting about 1,640 feet per second. That's a 32 grain, 22 caliber projectile. And they are nickel-clad, nickel-plated brass, which we have had issues with in the past with this particular firearm. But we have the 2 best magazines. I've actually removed the bad one from the rotation, and we will see what we get. We'll see how we do today. First up is the chronograph test. $10.19. Oh, and it's not ejecting those nickel cased rounds again. $10.45. $10.30. $10.65. $10.59. $8.42. I think I'm going to call that an error. $10.61. $10.49. $10.52. $10.29. And aside from the first round, it did pretty well. I'll probably publish a 9-shot average. I'm going to throw out that one. I have no idea why there was one low read in there. But I think you can see they're actually, the bullet itself is a really consistent performer. 10-shot average was 10.25, but obviously that includes one round that was not measured properly, in my opinion. They're really consistent. I really like the Stingers, but I'm just not sure about that nickel-plated brass. So we'll throw another magazine in. And adjust the test position so you can see the firearm. And see if we have any more problems. Yes. Again on the first round. Top of the magazine. That second one doesn't really want to pop in there very well either. Okay, so it shoots the other 9 just fine. I guess if you want to just load 9 in to this particular, again, not necessarily every Ruger LCP is going to have this problem, but mine definitely does. All right, I'm going to load up 10 more in the best mag and see what's going on for real. Maybe this will clear up. Slap them in there and see how we do. All right, that time it cycled. Yeah, got all 10. So the Stingers, even though they have that nickel case like the Punch, they're marginally acceptable. And pretty hot velocity for 32 grains, 10% heavier than the Federal Punch. I think I'd recommend the Stingers. I just test them out of your particular gun and make sure that they're feeding okay. Because I don't think this thing likes nickel-plated brass for whatever reason. All right, now, just for comparison, I'm going to load up some old box mini mags, and maybe we'll subject them to a chronograph test as well. These are the 40 grain version that's rated for 1,235 feet per second out of a rifle, but we shall see. All right, these old rounds seem to be coated in some sort of a waxy substance. Some of the other rounds I've tested seem to have that going on as well. I'm not sure I'm a big fan of that, but whatever. We'll run them. .856, 900, 875, 922, 883, 872, 912, 918, 928, 903. Now, one thing I notice about these old box mini mags, they're a little smokier. And I don't think I have a real problem with that. 10 round average, 896 feet per second, and that's a 40 grain bullet. So a little heavier than the Stingers. But the mini mags seem to run the gun just fine. Put another magazine downrange. Don't need to repeat the chronograph test. Save the battery. Yeah, that's all 10. And runs smooth. Has a funny, almost a, I don't know, a strange, almost a rancid candle wax kind of a smell. But I don't know. I guess that's the wax coating they used to put on the bullets to keep out moisture, presumably. I don't know what that's about, but I've seen that on some other old ammo types, or even some of the new cheaper brands. All right. Once again, that was the test of the CCI Stinger, new box versus mini mags, out of the little Ruger LCP2. Those are both very fine bullets. I'd recommend trying them, but I think the mini mags are going to be utterly reliable. Copper-plated round nose with that traditional brass jacket. So if you can get a hold of a new box, I recommend them. Thanks, folks. This is Dave for DDR. Have a great week.